The biggest retention leak isn't the customer leaving. It's your best employees burning out trying to keep them. We have spent years romanticizing customer success as a high-touch, individualistic endeavor, the noble art of the relationship match. But when retention becomes purely a matter of personal willpower, you aren't running a scalable business. You're running an attrition treadmill, and the machine is breaking down. We're calling this epidemic, the silent cost of retention. It's the dangerous collision between an organization that expects individual superheroes to fix systemic product, pricing, and onboarding failures. The moment you treat retention as a rescue mission, a desperate sprint against the inevitable churn notification, you are setting your team up for burnout, and you are signaling to the market that your solution isn't sticky. It's just expensive friction. Let's talk about the myth of the individual CSM. In many organizations, the CSM is expected to be a combination of account manager, usage analyst, product evangelist, billing expert, and therapist. When the customer calls with a complaint about the core product failing to deliver on its promise, and your CSM's only prescribed action is keep them happy, you are not managing success. You are performing damage control on a fundamentally flawed transaction. The CSM isn't the problem solver. They are often the human buffer against the company's structural inadequacies. This leads to the second, more dangerous pattern, equating high touch with high effort. Many companies double down on hyper-personalization, more calls, more check-ins, more bespoke reports. They think volume equals value. But when the product itself doesn't earn that investment, you aren't adding relationship equity. You are simply increasing the velocity of your employees' exhaustion. You are spending premium human capital trying to patch a leak caused by poor engineering or confusing UI. The real shift has to happen upstream. Retention shouldn't be a reactive art form. It must be a proactive engineering challenge. If your CSM is spending 80% of their time chasing usage metrics or fielding complaints about integration gaps, your product team hasn't done its job. Your sales process hasn't qualified the fit. The retention role is not to save every sale. It's to protect the ecosystem that makes success repeatable and scalable. So, what does a successful retention strategy look like? It looks less like a concierge service and more like an optimized product journey. It means the successful integration of your tool into their workflow is so intuitive and predictable that the customer doesn't need a human to hold their hand through every feature. It means your onboarding isn't a monologue. It's a structured, automated walkthrough that gets them to the aha moment without calling your team into service. For leadership, the actionable takeaway this week is simple. Stop measuring relationship health and start auditing integration friction. Ask your CSMs not, how did you keep this account happy? But what structural failures in our product or process allowed this much friction to occur? If the answer is always CSM tried harder, you have a business model problem, not a talent retention problem. And speaking of friction, let's address the vanity metrics. The health score is often just a compliance score, not a diagnostic tool. It tells you they are using the product, but it rarely explains why they aren't achieving business outcomes. An NPS. It's a pulse check, not an invoice payment plan. If you are burning out your best people trying to resuscitate a bad product fit, you aren't being successful. You are being expensive. You are simply delaying the inevitable churn and turning your valuable human resource into a highly paid, high-stress quality assurance department for a sinking ship. So the next time you feel that familiar grind of retention becoming a grueling uphill battle, pause. Ask yourself, are we paying our experts to be firefighters, or are we enabling them to be architects? Because the difference between those two roles is the difference between sustainable growth and a silent, costly exodus. Tell me in the comments, what is one structural change you are making this quarter to move retention from a personal battle into a repeatable system success? Let's discuss. Your action plan. 1. Retention must be an engineering challenge. 2. Automate onboarding, minimize human touch. 3. Audit structural friction, not CSM effort.